Hello friends. It has been a minute since we have chatted about fertility, IVF, all the things. I sat down with you guys a few months ago and kind of let you guys know where I was at. And since then, I've kind of taken you guys to little moments here and there and given you guys updates. And so now that we're in this place that we're at now, which is honestly kind of a limbo, I wanted to update y'all on how it's been. Where are we going? What is going on? Because I get a lot of questions. I do love sharing with you guys just because I've learned a ton from messages, from people reaching out. And I love hearing the success stories from y'all, from IVF. So right now I've completed 2 cycles of IVF. And before I kind of share a little bit more, I wanted to talk about what's causing my fertility struggles, which is diminished ovarian reserve. I've had so many amazing people reach out. There's also been some annoying people reach out, but I think some people are confused thinking like, oh, you know, she's struggling because she's a business owner and she's busy all the time and it's because of how she eats, it's how she lives her life, it's because of her cats. Like there's been all kinds of people trying to diagnose me, essentially. I just wanted to share what I have again and kind of explain a little bit of the details. So I have diminished ovarian reserve, and what that means is essentially like you got your ovaries, right? You are born with all of the eggs that you're gonna have in your life. And my ovaries let go of eggs a lot faster than the average woman. And there can be all kinds of reasons for this. Mine, they very well can be genetic. It's just the cards that you're dealt with. Basically, no matter what I do, I can't make my body produce more eggs. And no matter what I do, I can't reverse time. It sucks. It does, because I almost wish I had unexplained fertility because I could try so many different things to help my body produce eggs. But the reality is I have diminished ovarian reserve, and it could be a mixture of genetics and my age. But the positive, right? There's a positive. I might not have 14 eggs in a month. I only have 1. But that 1 egg has been great quality, both cycles. And that's a blessing because some women can have 50 eggs and all of them are low quality eggs. So I'm super grateful that I do have a great quality eggs, the very, very little that I do have. And because I have worked out for so long, because I've ate healthy, because I've taken my vitamins and my supplements and all these things, that could be why the little eggs that I do have been such high quality, which is amazing. Nothing I can do about my situation, unfortunately. All I can do is try to get the best quality eggs possible, and that has already been happening, which is such a blessing. So whenever you're going in to talk to a fertility specialist, they're gonna look at 3 different things. One is your AMH. This essentially tells the doctor how many eggs you have left in the bank. Women my age, it should be 1.5, like 1.5 to 3. Mine was 0.46, so mine is very, very low. And my FSH level should be, I actually don't know what it should be. Mine's normal though, mine is 7, and that is in the normal range. So they were like, that's great. That means that your ovaries don't feel like they're overworking to produce the follicles and eggs that you do have. Lastly is the ultrasound that they like, it's joke around, it's like an abracadabra wand that they go right up there. They check out your ovaries to see how many follicles you have on them. Mine have consistently been like 1. Every once in a while I'll have like 2 or 3 other ones that are super, super tiny that just kind of like fall off, but I've always just had 1. So for IVF cycle 1, here are the supplements I was taking. I was taking a prenatal pack that had omegas, antioxidants, CoQ10, I forget what else. Really, really good prenatals, love them. Also, I was taking vitamin C. Now for medications for IVF, it was about 12-ish days or so of medication. I was taking 225 gonal, I don't know what to say, 225 of Menopur. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. IVF was hard. It was one of the hardest things that I've ever done. Internally, mentally, physically. It's so hard to explain what it feels like to someone who's never done it. It's hard to explain even to my husband, just because you feel like you're a shell of a person. You feel like you are someone else. You feel like you're in a different body. But I'm so proud of myself for going through it and never missing a shot, never missing a blood draw. I really struggled with needles, which I've been open about, and my first cycle of IVF, it was every other day blood draws. It was every night, multiple shots in the stomach, but I did it. And I was so proud of myself. The egg retrieval day came, and I did have a little panic attack with the IV. Really struggled with that, but I did the egg retrieval and we got an egg. It was a good quality egg, which I was so excited about. Now, the next day, they called me and let me know that it was a great egg. They fertilized it, and it only partially fertilized. I didn't really understand what that meant, so I did a lot of research. I was kind of looking into it, like, what does this mean? If it partially fertilizes, there's a 10% chance that it's gonna make it. So it went from like an 80% chance of fertilizing to like 10. That was hard, but I was like, so you're saying there's a chance? So I was like, I'm gonna hold on to that. I waited, and that is the hardest thing about IVF. It's waiting for every blood draw, every call, every update, every doctor's appointment, every scan, every ultrasound, every retrieval. I would say the hardest thing is just waiting. We got the call a week later, and the egg didn't make it. And it's weird because when you're doing IVF, you're told to have hope, but don't be too hopeful. And it's a mind fuck. I don't even know how else to explain it. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this, but it's a mind fuck. Like you're just pulled around, yanked around. I write about this in my journal. In my IG broadcast, I have like a diary. I wrote about this one day, but it's so hard to explain when you work so hard for something. You give something, your entire heart, your soul, your energy, your full focus. You do all of that, and then you come out the other end with nothing to show for it. That is one of the most defeating feelings. I'm not sharing this, by the way, to get like sympathy, and I don't want you guys feeling bad because I'm putting on those boxing gloves, and I'm not done, y'all. I'm not done. But it's defeating because I've done bikini bodybuilding shows where you give it your all, like you fully dedicate yourself, and you might not win first place, but at least you have results to show for it. I built a company for my living room, and you've had ups and you have downs, and you might not turn into $1 billion company overnight or anything like that, but you have results to show for it. You have a product that you're proud of. You have sales that you're proud of. You have a team that you're proud of. So this is just, sorry, I'm gonna say it again, it's a mind fuck because you work so hard and have nothing to show for it. I will say I do feel like a different person. So there's that plus. Y'all know me, I love my silver lining. So I do feel like a stronger, more resilient version of myself. Like, talk about grit. It's my favorite word. That was cycle number 1. We had a good egg, partially fertilized, and then I took a week off and I got right back in the ring. And I started IVF cycle 2. This time, more supplements. I had my prenatal pack, I had my vitamin C, I had my vitamin D, I had my vitamin K, I had my vitamin E, I had my probiotics, I had my inositol, so all my supplements. And then for medication, I had the same Menopure 225 Gonal. This time they gave me letrozole, which is a pill. God, that little pill completely erases my memory. Like, give me the Menopure, give me the Gonal, but that letrozole pill made me feel so stupid, feel so dumb, so slow. I felt like I was thinking in like the slowest motion video camera settings. I don't even know how to describe it, but the letrozole, I don't remember what it's supposed to do, but I think naturally stimulate my ovaries or something like that. So I'm not going to go into a lot of the details of like each day of cycle 2. If you guys want, you guys can read my diary on my Instagram. I kind of go in day by day by day. The second cycle was harder than the first. I will say that. Like the hormones hit sooner, and it could have been because cycle 1 and cycle 2 were only a week apart. So like I'm just like raging with hormones, right? So cycle 2 was definitely a lot more intense, if you will. And I think with every shot that you do with IVF, every night, 7:30, you're doing the shots. It's like you're slowly slipping away from yourself. It's like you're like this box, right? Like this is you, and like all of the edges are just starting to blur out, and you just start to feel like this different person in your own body, in your own mind. And it's a lot to process while you're trying to be a wife and a daughter and a sister and own businesses and take care of your pets and take care of your house. And it's a lot. Retrieval day comes, retrieval surgery, procedure, whatever you want to call it. And I had 1 egg. I've had 1 egg both times. I still have a panic attack when I go into the surgery just because there's something with the IV. I freak out, still working on it, one day at a time. But I just want to be honest, for my girlies who have needle phobias, I'm a lot better with shots, with blood draws, but still working on that IV. Still working on it. I also started weaning off my anxiety medication for blood draws, which is a win. And actually just recently I got my blood drawn without Christian having to be there to hold my hand. So I'm making progress, y'all. I used to have to like numb my arms, take my anxiety medication, have Christian hold my hand in order to draw my blood. Am I dramatic? I know. Yes, absolutely. But there's no other way to get me to draw my blood. Yeah, so cycle 2, they had a really good quality egg. They pulled it out, and the next day they called me. They called me and they said the egg fertilized. Man, that was a good feeling. I was so excited. So excited. I really thought, this is it. We did it. This is progress. This is better results than cycle 1. I remember I was so excited that Christian was in a meeting. It was a casual meeting, like nothing crazy. Honestly, they were probably just bullshitting. It was him and the guys. And I was like, oh my God, meet me outside in the hallway. And I was just jumping up and down. I was just so excited to just tell him like the egg fertilized. So, gosh, I just remember being so happy. But the time after that is so hard because you have to wait. And again, that's the worst part, is just waiting. And I knew that every day that went by was a lower and lower chance of it turning into a blastocyst. So you have an egg, it fertilizes, but the fertilization has to start replicating cells. With each day that's going by, they said, we'll call you maybe in a few days, maybe in a week. So each day that went by, I knew there was a less and less chance of the egg turning into a blastocyst, which is essentially an embryo ready to implant. So on the 7th day, I get a call, and God, I was so nervous to answer. Like I think I did drop the phone. I was just like, I don't think I've ever had so much anxiety in my life. And as soon as I answer, I just knew. My doctor's like the sweetest person, but I just knew from the sound of her voice. I think that she's so sweet. It's like I can tell like she hurts for the woman that she has to make these calls to, and like I don't know how she does it. There's also a lot of happy calls that she makes as well, right? I listened to the call and I was like, all right, this is where we're at. I knew the egg didn't make it, and it's really hard. And she just said, let's take a little break. So I definitely needed some time after that. I think just the back-to-back cycles, the back-to-back, I don't know if you call those failed IVFs or just no result IVFs. I had some wine and I took baths and I worked out and got back to feeling like me again, which I missed, and that's where I'm at now. Actually, this is probably my last day of feeling like me for a bit, and it felt good. It felt good to go back to being me, which is, it just felt good to be back to myself, I think. Took a few weeks off, went back into the doctor, and I was like, all right, I'm ready. Let's start cycle number 3, right? I go get checked out, and I have a cyst on one ovary. The other ovary, there's no eggs. And then my right ovary had one follicle, and then a big old cyst squishing the follicle. I was like, oh my God. So we did a trigger shot to try to squash the cyst that I had. And cysts are very normal. Apparently I've never had a cyst before. I've had so many scans and doctor's appointments, and they've never found a cyst. They're like, no, it's completely normal. Some women get them during periods, totally cool. I was like, okay. So yeah, I had a cyst, and it was like 19 millimeters or something, which is like the same size of like a good quality egg is what you want. So when I got home, did a trigger shot, went in 4 days later, and they were like, yep, still there. All right, we're gonna give it some more time. And so it's been a couple weeks now. I went in today, and the other cyst went away. Now there's a new one popping up, and I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I've had 2 cysts back to back. It could just be from like back to back IVF cycles, hormones, all the things, but I've had 2 cysts on my one ovary. And so if I take the medication right now, like IVF medication, it's just going to make that cyst grow because it's an estrogen producing follicle, I think is what it's called. So now the plan is to take ganirelix for 7 days in a row to try to squash the cyst. And hopefully in a week, I'll be able to start my 3rd cycle. But right now we're just kind of like waiting on this cyst that refuses to go away. We are in limbo. And it's weird because people are like, oh, yeah, you're in IVF. I'm like, I don't even know what you would call this. I am technically not in an IVF cycle right now, but I'm like gonna be like pumping myself full of shots. So there's that. I want to say that I appreciate everyone's messages and everyone's thoughts, their prayers, their ideas, their suggestions, as long as they come from a place of love. I will say that I do enjoy sharing my journey. I mean, I don't enjoy it, but like, I'm glad I'm sharing it just because I know there's a lot of women out there who are also going through this same journey. They're on the same path as me. They might just be doing it quietly, silently. And I hope that these videos can help reach someone that needs it. Or maybe you're a family member, a cousin, a sister, a brother, someone who knows someone who's going through it. I think I started sharing my thoughts in my diary on my Instagram more so as just like an outlet for me to just like release what I was feeling. I've been told by people reading them that it not only helps them, the girls who are going through it, but also people who are like, oh my gosh, I have a sister, I have a sister-in-law, I have a friend, coworker who's also going through IVF, and I had no idea what it was like until like reading your diary, because it's like, I'm truly giving like unfiltered thoughts. I have actually some upcoming, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I should share this one, but like, just cause I'm like, oh, this one I'm a little embarrassed of. There's like one entry, I'm like, okay, I'm low-key embarrassed, but it's also like really funny. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't share that one, but I'm like, it, YOLO, you know. It's real life, right? Yeah, I just wanted to kind of like catch you guys up and let you know like where I'm currently at. IVF sucks. Fertility, infertility, whatever you want to call it, it sucks, but I'm very positive and I know that I'm just gonna keep going. So I'm sharing these not for sympathy, just to draw awareness to it and hope that it reaches someone that needs to hear it. And I'm gonna keep putting on those boxing gloves, and I'm gonna keep going. All right, I'm gonna keep fighting, I'm gonna keep doing the thing, and one day I'll get to be mom. One day. I'm prepared to do 10 of these things if I have to. Hopefully just have to do 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll see. Thanks for sitting through this chat. I know it was a long one. I don't know how long I've been talking. I think like 30 or 40 minutes. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for cheering me on. And maybe after the 3rd cycle, I will do another little update and let you guys know how that one goes. Love you guys.